If you start your self-development journey now as a teenager, you will literally win in life. You'll get opportunities that other people won't. You'll simply be ahead of the pack. You will be lost on your journey of self-improvement though if you do not define a clear vision and purpose for your life. That's why step 1 is to create your master vision. A master vision is basically a vision board but 100 times better. It's an absolute life manifesto in the format of a scrapbook. You combine text and pictures together to depict your dream life. I recently in these last few months made a master vision, but before when I didn't have one, I was honestly drifting in my self-development journey. Like I was really productive and I'd work really hard, but I didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. I think a huge mistake that people make when they give teenagers advice is they're like, oh, you don't really need to know what to do with your life. I don't think that's true. I think that's really dangerous advice. I feel like it's a lot better to be like, you should know what you're doing with your life, where you're going, but know that it's okay to change your vision for your life. A temporary vision for your life that is definite is so much more powerful than not having any vision at all. I'm not kidding when I say I literally feel like a different person after I created my master vision. It's completely changed my identity, and honestly, when you change your identity, you change what you attract into your life. I genuinely believe that you attract who you are, not what you want. I feel like what's really neglected in self-development is monitoring your mental health. There's almost like a baseline of mental health that you need to be at when starting your self-development journey. Our mental health is actually like the lid to our success. You can really go only as far as your mind lets you. There have definitely been times in my life where I was addicted to toxic emotions. I was addicted to not feeling good enough, addicted to feeling like I had to prove myself to others, and that really slowed down my self-development journey. It was only when I was able to release those things and really start focusing on my mental health I was able to progress so much quicker. The NHS has a mental health survey that I definitely recommend taking. I'll leave it in the link in the description, but it's just really important to know where your baseline mental health is and how you can improve it. I am obviously not a psychiatrist. I really recommend the YouTuber Healthy Gamer GG though. I've learned a lot about mental health through him, but I will just recommend like a few things that you can do that are scientifically backed to improve your mental health. So gratitude journaling is a huge thing that really helped me when I was just trying to get to just a higher state of being, guys. And also meditation. I love meditating. Definitely it's hard to get into at first, but definitely don't give up on meditation after doing it for a week. Please try to stick with it. I promise you will see benefits. Also, meaningful connections with like-minded people have literally changed my mental health entirely. I used to feel so lonely, didn't have like-minded friends, and now I genuinely feel like there's so many people that I can talk to because I was able to build my dream social tribe, which we're gonna talk about soon. So if you're currently feeling like you don't have like-minded friends, please stay tuned. I think I can really help you with this one. I feel like this next section of the video might come off kind of wrong, but I'm just gonna be blunt and honest about it. What separates successful teenagers from average teenagers is that successful teenagers know that doing a ton of extracurriculars is a dumb strategy. A dumb strategy when it comes to like the motive of like trying to get into a good college. So I feel like that's the main motive that people have when it comes to extracurriculars. So successful teenagers focus on the quality of the results they get from their extracurriculars, not just filling out a long list of all the things that they participate in. Even if you're the president of a club, if that club is not actually generating cool results for the world, like, is that really meaningful to be a part of if you don't love it? Like, if you love being part of a club that doesn't make a huge impact, like, keep on doing it, right? But if you are doing certain activities that literally just make you miserable and they're also not really impacting the world, it's like you are just wasting your time and it's not gonna stand out to colleges 99% of the time. If you're able to work on your passion project, like start a YouTube channel, do something that is out of the box that you actually really enjoy, like go do that. When it comes to extracurriculars, I'm actually a really big proponent of evaluating the ones you're doing right now and quitting some of them ruthlessly. A common theme that I found from the successful people that I know is that they all practice addition by subtraction. Addition by subtraction is where you subtract things out of your life to add more value to your life. So now that you completed step 1, you know, created your master vision, ideally all the time that you spend outside of school should be spent towards building the life that you've listed in your master vision. So if you are doing extracurriculars that don't support the person in your master vision, please quit them. I mean, like, this is totally up to you, right? Like, I think that self-development is a choice and it can be really scary sometimes. Like, your ego is gonna tell you not to quit these activities. But once we embark on our self-development journey, we have to choose to act as the higher self, to like say goodbye to this ego that is pulling us towards security and away from our dreams. It's also just so easy to feel burnt out when you're unwilling to quit anything, because I feel like usually burnout is not actually a cause of just being busy, but it's doing so many things without purpose. Like, I feel like in a balanced day, we should have some time to work on our passion projects because that like keeps your soul alive, you know what I mean? Because like school, if you only focus on school, it can easily completely kill your mentality and mental health. So I help coach high school girls to get 20 hours back in their week while maintaining a GPA above 3.9 so that they can have more time on their passion projects. And I tell the girls I coach, like, you will not actually get the 20 hours back in your week if you are not willing to cut out these 20-80 activities and fully invest in the 80-20, the ones that are truly bringing value to your life. There's something really powerful about being coached and having that accountability. I'm actually opening up another cohort for my high performance student program this July, so click the link in the description to apply because we only have a few spots left for our next cohort. A practice that is going to be absolutely crucial if you're trying to get that deep work in on your passion project is implementing a deep work routine. So not all time is created equal. In Daniel Pink's book, When, he talks about like the timing of a day, how it affects our productivity, how we should structure our day around our just natural rhythms of energy. And most people live a day where we have our peak in the early morning and then a trough in midday, so like 1 to 3 p.m. This is your classic midday slump, and then recovery. So usually after 6 p.m. our mood starts to improve. So you actually want to utilize this natural dip in the day and natural rise to be more productive. So when I'm in a midday slump, I am not studying. I am hanging out with friends. I'm refueling my energy, and then once I'm in my peak or I'm in recovery, that's when I'm really studying more. This is kind of the difference between power and force. You want to have power over your schedule, but you don't want to force things. Forcing productivity is so unproductive. It's so much better to actually just go with the natural flows of your biology. I personally do my deep work from 5 to 7:15 a.m. every day, and this is really the time where I put the most focus into my businesses because I'm at my optimum state. Time management is super important, but honestly, managing where your focus goes is even more important. What has completely transformed the game for me is including an accountability partner in the process. So I have an accountability partner, and him and I do deep work together every day of the week. And if one of us misses the meeting, we owe each other $50. So I actually got $50 from him 5 days ago. So passive income, baby. As humans, we are so much more motivated by avoiding pain rather than running to pleasure. Don't try to resist the way that we already are as humans, but instead utilize what we do know about how we're wired. So I know that I am extremely driven to avoiding pain. So I'm going to create artificial pain in my schedule. Artificial pain looks like I have to pay my friend $50 if I don't make it to our deep work meeting, and that keeps me going. Step number 6 is to cleanse your environment. Once you have adopted literally the mindset and identity of the person in your master vision, you start to naturally raise the standards for what items and places, people that you allow into your life. To give you guys an example of this, I used to bring home free stuff all the time. Like if I went to a free fair and there's free t-shirts, I would bring that home. And now literally if someone gives me like a free t-shirt and sticker, I always make sure to give it away before I get home. Basically, I'm extremely careful about what things I let into my environment. Honestly, most of the stuff that I buy in a month is actually non-physical items. I spend a lot of my money just online, like on courses, on coaching programs. I honestly think that investing in yourself, investing in your growth is going to be so much more worth it than just trying to keep up with all these clothing trends. But that's also super beneficial for my mental clarity because when I step into my environment in my room, so this is my sister's room, but when I'm in my room, I truly feel like it's a clean, minimalistic environment that I can actually do work in. But cleansing your environment also relates to your digital environment. Do you have like a ton of widgets on your home screen that you don't really use? Like what does your phone look like? Who are you following on social media? Do you have Snapchat? Do you have your notifications on? All of those little things. When we choose to start our self-development journey, we are committing to having an internal locus of control, not an external. An internal locus of control is where you derive the meaning of events as causes that all came from yourself. So instead of being like, oh, it was their fault, it's literally just like, it was my fault, you know, like I did put myself in that situation. As teenagers, it can feel like we're really out of control, honestly, and that we don't have much freedom, which can feel really painful. But it's in these moments where we really have to just focus on what can I control, and let me only focus on that, and let me just let go and release the factors that I can't control, and to just stop talking about them altogether if it's something that I can't personally affect. Within self-development, something that no one talks about, which literally killed me for so long in my self-development journey, is how to build your dream tribe of friends, your dream friend group. For me, I felt really lonely the majority of my self-improvement journey, honestly, because I really felt like I outgrown people, but I didn't really do anything to fill in new people for my life, because sometimes when you live in a small town, it can seem very limiting and like you can't actually create this dream tribe. But I want you guys to get rid of those limitations right now. Similar to when you're making your master vision, you have to think without limitations. I want you guys to define in exact detail what your dream social tribe looks like. What do the people in your friend group do in their free time? How many people are in the friend group? What type of activities do you do together? How often do you hang out? And I define all these for myself, and I'll read them to you guys out loud. So this is what I said above. about the way I hang out with my friends. The way we hang out is just like a tribe. We travel together, but most of our hanging out takes place in our normal day-to-day lives. Because we all push each other to be better, we don't have to worry about getting off track during our social time. I hang out with my friends at least 3 times per week. When we hang out, we work out together, go out for dinner and mastermind conversations, shop, and go on retreats. I said I wanted to be surrounded by business owners and creators, and literally, let me just tell you, I've attracted so many of these people into my life just in the last month through clearly defining this. If you're like, Annie, where do I find these like-minded people? Join my Discord community, guys. It's in the description, but everyone in there is like finding an accountability partner. Like, there are hundreds of girls that are driven to discover their purpose and excel in their lives.